Hey, welcome back. Hope everybody is having a great Monday, and thank you so much for joining me talking all things Masters of the Universe. Today on the channel, guys, once again, we're doing another MasterVerse versus Origins comparison videos, Evil or Villain edition, taking a look at an iconic villain from both respective brands, from Origins for the cartoon collection and from New Eternia for MasterVerse. Take a look at their packaging, their artwork, the figures themselves, if I do have them loose, all right, in the collection. And just asking your question, if you had to pick one, which one do you prefer? Do you prefer the MasterVerse version or do you prefer the Origins version? And I picked out some great figures here, okay? Now, starting off, we have Skeletor here, which will be the main focus of today's review. We have the New Eternia variant of Skeletor, which was part of that Bone Throne, all right? And, of course, its cartoon collection variant right there. We also have Evil Lyn, all right, which we'll do in a separate video. We have Hordak, all right. For the most part, it's the cartoon collection variants of Origins and the New Eternia variants of Masters figures, okay? So you got Evil Lyn once again, sorry, and Hordak right there. You have Clawful, all right, and Merman, all right. So there they are. All right, but today it's all about Skeletor. All right, so I'm gonna give me 1 second here, guys. We'll get these other figures out of the way real fast, and we'll take a look at Skeletor. All right, so hang on, everybody. All right, everybody, here we go. So at first, I was not going to do Skeletor at all. I mean, this is the closest version of Skeletor that really captures because there's been so many variants in the Masters line, of Skeletor, incredible figures of Skeletor. But I was going to hold off with Skeletor because we're getting that vintage collection coming next year, which kind of gives us more, at least when I see that version of Skeletor coming soon, that Walmart exclusive, that 80s Filmation vibe, with Skeletor. That's why I'm just going to hold off on that. But, this version is still an amazing version here. And don't get me wrong. And the artwork speaks for itself. Speaking of the artwork right here, guys, all right? Let me know in the comments below, your thoughts and feelings about that, getting that vintage style, which version. Well, I guess we'll just do a separate video when the time comes. I mean, that's what I love about, But, sorry. Of course, all right, let's go back to the Skeletor here. Sorry about that. Of course, you have the 30 points of articulation. You got the Mattel logo. You got the MasterVerse logo here, right there. An amazing version of Skeletor here. You got his Havoc staff. You have that removable cape, okay, which I've done, all right. But you have that kind of Lords of Power vibe with the armor here, right there. Beautiful glamour shot, right there. Old Skeletor, right there. You got the Master Universe logo, New Eternia, Skeletor. So basically, what I'm saying, earlier, when we do get that vintage style version of Skeletor, we'll go back and do another comparison video with the Filmation version of Skeletor. All right. But there he is, old Skeletor right there. Gorgeous right there. You got his throne right there. His iconic Bone Throne, or even Hordak's throne, if you, watch the Filmation cartoon right there, Skeletor. There's a nice glamour shot right there of old Bonehead right there, the Lord of Destruction right there. Really good detail. I mean, artwork is beautiful, and that's another comparison video we can do also. Is like, which artwork do you prefer? Do you prefer the artwork from MasterVerse, or do you prefer the artwork from Origins? And look at this back right here, gorgeous artwork right here. See, this is why I picked this version of Skeletor to do this review on, because this look right here. I love this look right here, of Skeletor here. It looks incredible. Alright. Of course, this is more artwork right here. Some dragons, some demons, But an amazing version of Skeletor. I absolutely love this variant right here. And where's he at? Here he is. Incredible version right here. I love the detail. Like I said in my previous videos of him. Really captured that 80s vibe. Now, with his Havoc staff right here. Which we've seen before in MasterVerse. And I do hope when we get that vintage version of Skeletor, more of that 80s vibe, or at least the Filmation vibe, I guess, well, with He-Man, well, anyways, it'll be kind of nice to get that, that same Havoc staff, that we've seen in Filmation with that vintage version of Skeletor. I think that would be a nice touch. All right, but this is, once again we get, your basic vac metal. It's the same sculpture that we've gotten for many versions of Skeletor with the Havoc staff. This one is a very shiny vac metal purple here. All right. I do want to apologize for me being all over the place here, but I'm sorry about that. But this is an amazing variant of Skeletor. That I can agree on. I love the look of him. You got the full articulated mouth right there. You get that same skin tone and vibe of the 80s variants. What's also is kind of crazy, when you remove the cape here, which I do have, you can put it right on. He's got a slot right here for a sword, I think. I don't think he came with a sword, I don't remember him coming with a sword here, which is kind of odd that they included that with him in the back of his armor here. But the detail is amazing. All right, he looks great. Perfect, an absolutely perfect version of Skeletor in my opinion, and probably my number one version of Skeletor now. I love the articulate mouth. I love his eyes. His eyes are so creepy. I love the red eyes right there. He looks really good right there. Kind of reminds me of that head sculpt from the Rise of Power, or the Rise of Evil 2-pack with Keldar and Cronus. If you remember that head sculpt that we got with Skeletor for Keldar, I kind of get that type of vibes with this variant of Skeletor. But still an amazing version of Skeletor here. I get him on the stands here. We can turn it on here. All right. But there you go, guys. All right. Now moving on to his cartoon collection or Filmation version. All right. I'm trying to center this right here in the middle, everybody. Hang on. All right. So that looks good. All right. Of course, now we have his cartoon collection variant right here, or the Filmation style. All right. Of course, you have the 80s Adventures, you have the He-Man and the Master Universe Filmation logo here, which is absolutely amazing. Beautiful sky, bluish sky, purplish blue stars. You have Skeletor, the evil Lord of Destruction, with the Filmation gray skull. And there he is. There's a old bonehead right there. That's supposed to be his Filmation version right there. All right, got his Havoc staff right there. Of course, he came with the Mask of Evil, I believe. Got the cartoon collection. Amazing. For me personally, as you know, with the cartoon collection, they try to include an artifact or an item from a specific episode. With the Mask of Power, which is fine to me, which he never had. He never owned. He never got those masks. To me, I think they should have gone with the Diamond of Disappearance, his very first item, and I think part of the first episode of Filmation. I think that would have been a better item to include Skeletor from the cartoon collection. That's my opinion. But they gave us the Mask of Evil, I think it's called. Of course, backdrop right there. There he is right there, in that same bone throne right there. All right, you got the Mask of Evil. The Mask of Power, sorry. All right, which you can change out if you wish. But the thing is, like I said before, it's a little bit misleading because, he never, had the mask at all. A brother and sister who were trying to be evil and trying to be, a part of Skeletor's gang of bad guys were the ones who got the mask and put them on, all right? But there's the cross the other figures right there. All right. And of course, I do have a loose version of that particular Skeletor. All right. There we go. So here he is right there. Let's see if I can get him standing here. So here he is. There's old Skeletor here. I love this look right here. This is an amazing version of Skeletor. It's, the detail is amazing. I love, this is with the Havoc staff that I was talking about earlier, that hopefully the vintage version, or at some point, we will get from MasterVerse, is this particular Havoc staff. Did we read? Man, I'm trying to think. There's been so many great versions of Skeletor in MasterVerse. I'm trying to think if there was maybe his first one, his Wave 1 variant, had that particular Havoc staff. All right, hang on. So I checked my other MasterVerse Skeletors. I don't recall him having a kind of cartoon collection filmation variant of his Havoc staff. I don't think. If I'm wrong about that, let me know. Um, so it would be nice. It'd be kind of cool. I will say that. If at some point down the road, maybe the vintage version, the vintage collection version of him, we'll get that filmation style variant of the Havoc staff. But with this one here, it's incredible. Now, the one thing I will say too, which is kind of odd, with this version of Skeletor, and I guess they're trying to pay tribute to the '80s variant of Skeletor by giving him a purple power sword. Now, I don't remember. Maybe it was later in the timeline. I don't ever remember him having, if this is supposed to be an accurate, filmation, figure, I don't remember Skeletor ever having a purple power sword from filmation, which is kind of odd. So you have one figure that, and there's no hoister, for the sword, what you can see with this version of Skeletor here. So I don't know why they included that. I guess to pay tribute to the '80s variants of Skeletor here by giving him a purple power sword. It would have been kind of cool, really. If I'm thinking about it, if you remember in the first ever episode where he was calling his minions, like Trapjaw, Beastman, Evil Lyn, Triclops, Merman. He didn't have the Havoc staff. He had a battle axe with a crystal, as his form of magic, his wand, So, to include that would have been kind of nice too, I think. I think it was episode 1 or episode 2. I think that would have been a nice touch, But there's so many variants of the battle axe you can use. We just got that from, I was going to say from Keldar. But that would have been nice. It would have been a nice touch, as far as, weaponry or items to be included with the filmation version of Skeletor. But it's not about the items, it's about the figures themselves, everybody, as you know. Both of these versions of Skeletor is amazing. I mean, incredible. The detail looks amazing. I love the everything about the Skeletor, is just coming right off the screen, This as a kid watching the Filmation cartoon, now having these amazing figures coming to life, in hand now, when we watch these amazing figures on screen now, but with MasterVerse, I can't say nothing but good things about the new ETERNIA variants of MasterVerse. The detail, the look, he's got that, I love the articulated mouth. I love the vac metal, shine and paint to Skeletor here. He looks incredible. Both of these versions of Skeletor is amazing. But now it comes down to which one do I prefer? The Origins or MasterVerse? And I gotta say Origins. I mean, without Origins, without Cartoon Collection or without the Filmation cartoon, who knows where we'd be at right now? I mean, the success, watching Skeletor on screen, then going out to buy these amazing figures, both so, it's tough. It's tough, because I can always change my mind. That's the beauty of this. That's the hard part of this, and that's the fun part of this, is that it's just how hard it is, because these are amazing figures right here. Both brands have done an outstanding job. But if I had to pick one, and there's nothing wrong with the MasterVerse, new Eternia variant of Skeletor here, but just for nostalgia's sake, and and I love the Filmation cartoon, I would have to give it to the Filmation cartoon collection version of Skeletor. But I'm seeing nothing wrong with this version of Skeletor. He's an outstanding version here, and the detail is great. I love everything about this version of Skeletor. So let me know in the comments below. All right, I know this video has kind of been kind of wanky, kind of crazy, all over the place. But it's hard. I'll tell you, it's very hard to, once you get these in front of you and you have to make a decision. All right, and you're put on the spot. It's not easy. All right, it's not easy doing that, you know. But if you had to do it, if you had to pick one, you know, out of both these versions of Skeletor, which one do you prefer? Do you prefer his MasterVerse, New Eternia, all right, version, or do you prefer his cartoon collection, or maybe you're more of a vintage version of Skeletor, you know, variant of Skeletor. So let me know in the comments below your thoughts and feelings about good old Bonehead here. All right, man, what and I cannot wait. I cannot wait for next year to come. You know, getting that vintage collection started with, I think, Skeletor and Zodak. Finally, we're getting that kind of that 40th anniversary vibe of Skeletor that we never got. Part of that 2-pack. You know, as you remember, we got He-Man as that Walmart exclusive, but we never got that version of Skeletor. And I really, you know, finally we're getting that version of Skeletor coming very soon. All right. All right, guys. I'd like to take time now, of course, to thank my subscribers. Once again, guys, let me know your thoughts and feelings. Once again, you know, which one do you prefer? Do you prefer his cartoon collection, Origins variant, or do you prefer his Masters variant? All right. Of course, like again, I'm going to take time to thank my subscribers and wish you guys a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year once again. All right. All right. Don't forget to hit that notification bell when I upload new videos. And tomorrow, I'm going to do a review of Evil Lynn, comparing her cartoon collection variant to a New Eternia MasterVerse version, all right, and see which one do you prefer and which one I prefer as well. So I hope you will join me for that. All right. All right. So I hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas Eve. All right. A safe Christmas Eve. All right. And I'll see you guys on Christmas Eve. All right. So take care and have a good one, everybody.